Thank you. Whiskey 2, US Radio. We're stationary mobile in Silver Spring, Florida. From another station, I noticed about an S unit, maybe a little bit more difference in signal with it on and then with it off. So just FYI. Jim, you've helped me out in the past with my hand mic on this radio. I have an HC6 cartridge, a Pro 600 Heil headset on now, and I'd appreciate your expertise to try to dial this in as best I possibly can. Over.
Roger, and I got your call as WTUSR. What's the name, please?
The name is Bill, Bravo India, Lima Lima. Bill, Bravo India, Lima Lima.
Roger, Bill. I would add some top-end EQ for clarity. I would go to the top end. I would add, what's your, well, I would go to a 3 out of 5 or a 6 out of 10 top-end EQ, and let me hear what you sound like.
This EQ is maxed out at the high. I'm at frequency 2800. I'm at level 10 and bandwidth 8. All
right. What radio are you running?
An ST891, which has a similar board to the 1200 and to the Yaesu 3000.
Roger. And your top-end widest you can go is 2800?
Negative. I'm at 1 and 3000 in my bandpass.
Okay, and what was that 2800? What was that in regards?
That's my EQ setting with compression.
Gosh, are you still there? Bill, are you still there? Station standby. Bill, gosh, give me a shout back later. If you still got a copy, and I understand that you're maxed out on your top-end EQ for that boom mic, the only other option would be to cut back slightly on your bottom end and slightly back on your mid-range. I hate to make an adjustment on the mid-range. I love to leave those flat and then do EQ on the top and the bottom. But you really need a little more articulation in the top end, and if you already maxed out EQ-wise on that, there's no other option but to slide the mid-range back just a click and maybe the bottom end back a couple of clicks. Do you copy that, Roger?
I do. This is Whiskey 2 US Radio. Hopefully you'll be able to copy me. I've got a little SWR issue, but I think I may have it under control. Over.
Roger. Now that didn't sound too bad there. We've got somebody tuning up on the frequency, which is a very inconsiderate thing. You need to take that radio and go plus or minus 4 clicks to do your tuning. Do not to tune on an active frequency.
Good luck with that.
Well, I mean, you know, give it a shot. Maybe they can understand English.
Well, yeah, well, you can always try, but there's inconsiderate abounds on the ham radio bands these days. Yeah, this is Whiskey 2 USR. Back again, Jim. Can you still copy?
Yeah, I've got you. Go ahead, Bill.
All right, tuner's out of there, and my amplifier looks like it overloaded. I'm back at 100 watts. Hopefully this is enough signal for you to give me a good audio. I copied cutting back on the mids and bass. Again, just to repeat, my bandpass is 100 to 3000, so I'm wide open there. And my EQ on the high side is at 2800, and I'm plus 10, so I can't go much more there. And I think you said to cut back on the mids. Is that correct?
I'll tell you what, right now stay flat on the mids and roll 2 on the bottom end.
All right, stand by. All right, Jim, there was a comment in there. I'm minus 10. I'm 200 on the EQ frequency. I'm minus 10, and bandwidth is 10. Over.
Roger. You're talking parametric EQ?
Roger, roger.
And where are you on the top end parametric?
Top end is at 28.
Just out of curiosity, how far can you slide up on the top end?
that's 3,200, 3,200.
Try to slide up to 3,200. What we're looking for is the syllabic range, which is a little bit above that frequency that you are at, Roger. And if you can get that, then that'll help your articulation, Roger.
Roger, the EQ now is at 32, and but again, the bandpass is at 103,000, so I'm not sure above 3,000 is going to help. What do you think?
Well, this is a 2.4 radio running 3. This is a 2.4 radio running 3, so that'll give you some idea of what EQ would do for you, even though the filters are 2.4. If you have the wherewithal to well, anyway, I would go back to that position that you had first, Roger.
Roger. Okay, that's 28. Now, my mid is set frequency at 900. The level is -6, and the bandwidth is 8.
Roger. So you're reducing mid-range by how much?
It's -6, over.
Take the mid-range to flat. Take the mid-range to flat, and let's see what it sounds like.
All right, that's mid-range and flat. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Talk to me for just a minute. I didn't hear much difference there.
I think if he's going to fiddle with his EQs, he should shut off his compression. He's got way too much compression.
Thank you for your comments, sir. I'll be with you in just a second. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, fine business, Jim. I appreciate the comment as well. Jim, what do you think on compression? I'm only at 2.0 out of a possible 100 on compression. The ALC is mid-range, so I'd be curious as to what you think. Over.
Your dynamic range is about 3 dB, 2.5, 3 dB, which is a very typical average peak modulation. You're probably running about 70% average peak modulation, so you're fine there. I don't know what the other gentleman is hearing, but what is the numbers on your compressor? What does it go from 0 to what?
0 to 100, and I'm currently at 20.
Yeah, that's a 2 out of 10. I usually recommend a 3 out of 10, or thereabouts, I think you're fine there. But I would leave that mid-range EQ flat, because that's the workhorse. 1 kC thereabouts is the workhorse of your frequency realm, and what you're doing is shaping the top and bottom compared to the mid-range. So it doesn't do you much good to screw with the mid-range EQ. I think you want to keep that flat, and then do plus and minus in the top and the bottom. Roger.
Okay, help me understand the EQ frequency I have an adjustment there. It's currently at 900. Changing that, what will that do for clarity? Over.
Well, normally, mid-range is considered 1 kC or thereabouts. So if you wanted to move your parametric up to 1 kC, that would be considered a more nominal mid-range frequency. Roger?
Okay, moved it up to 1,000. So the mid is currently at 1,000. And if I still need to get a little bit more articulation, should I knock off some more bass?
I would take 2 clicks off the bottom end, just see where it goes.
Okay, we're currently at -17, -17 on the bass. The frequency for that EQ is 200, and the bandwidth is 10.
Okay, what is your parametric on the bottom end? What's your parametric point on the bottom end?
200 currently.
All right, go down to 150. Go down to 150. Stay where you are level-wise, but drop your frequency to 150.
Okay, the only adjustment I have is 100, and I'm currently at 100. Over.
Okay, can you toggle back and forth between 100 and 200 fairly quickly?
Yeah, Roger. Can do. This is 100, 100. This is 200 test.
Roger. Do you have any shelving control? Do you have a shelving control on the parametric?
I'm not familiar with that. I only have 3 settings on the parametric equalizer on each of the 3 bands, low, medium, and high.
Okay, do you have a width control on your parametric?
Yes, standby. Yes, I do. It's currently at 10. 10 out of 10.
You're 10 out of 10?
Correct. 10 out of 10 is currently where it is.
So you're currently as broad as you can be?
Roger that.
Roger. And can you slide up any?
I cannot. 10 is the max that I can go. I can go down, but 10 is the max.
No, I'm at frequency. Can you slide up frequency just a little bit?
Roger. Where do you want to go?
Check 300.
300 up. Standby.
Station calling, you're off frequency, very low, at least 1 click or 2.
Yeah, standby.
Oh, that's. Had you made the adjustment by standby?
Yeah, standby. Okay, how's that?
All right, talk to me about your antenna for a minute.
Yeah, I've got a Tar Heel 100 on the roof of a motorhome, and currently with an extended whip on it. Hopefully this is enough audio for you. Over.
Roger that. Well, I wish you had more top end. I guess it's the element on the boom mic. Are you sure that it's turned around? Are you running a little round windscreen on your boom mic?
That's the Heil headset. It's an HC6 Heil headset, and it's kind of a flat surface, and it's got a small windscreen on it.
And you're sure that you've got it on the right end of. Is it easy to turn that over the other way, the top, the mic element?
Easy it is, but this is the other side. Over.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Go ahead.
I said this is the other side of that mic. 1, 2.
And then flip it back the other way.
All right, we're back in what I think is the correct way. Over.
Yeah, I think so too. It seemed like the audio was a lot hotter off that end. Sometimes strange things happen, particularly when you have a windscreen over a microphone, and somehow you could get it turned around the other way. And obviously, that would be a more difficult situation to try to EQ. Roger.
Oh, no question about it. BILL-W2USR. So I guess this is about as best I can expect out of this headset. Over.
Roger. I think it sounds pretty good. I would love to hear you cleaner, but it is what it is. So for now, I would say see if anybody salutes. Roger.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, this is real close to the mic element, and this is a little further away. Which is better?
I think you're better a little further away because the windscreen is particularly challenged when you're close. I can hear a lot of blow by when you work it close. Roger.
Yeah, fine business. Hey Jim, I really appreciate it. I get great reports with the hand mic. I was trying to get this thing dialed in to use the headset for convenience, but there might be a need for looking for a different headset. Thanks so much. Really do appreciate it. The 7-3s, and we'll look forward to hearing ourselves on in a couple of days or so. Whiskey 2, United States Radio, Mobile in Silver Springs. We'll be back to you. 7-3s, thanks so much.
Roger. And just remember that hand mic is an electret condenser mic, and I'm not sure about your headset mic, but that condenser mic is a fully articulated condenser mic that, unless you're running a condenser mic, the difference is going to be really obvious. Condenser mic when running a condenser mic is like walking through a door into the room, as opposed to a dynamic mic, which has limited capabilities in the upper frequency response area. Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I thought I was buying the best you could get, but it needed a little bit of work. In any case, thanks so much. 7-3, Whiskey 2 USR.